the organization side, let's say that you agree that you want an inclusive company culture, regardless of where you are. Maybe you need a lot of improvement, maybe you need a little bit of improvement. Oftentimes, what I find is that organizations tend to focus most of their efforts in like one of three buckets. Bucket number one is let's relook at our mission statement, our vision. Let's become an organization that adds inclusion as a value that drives us. They kind of spend a lot of time there. Other organizations spend a lot of time on the equity side of DE&I, where they go back and they look at hiring practice, whether there's fairness there, whether there's policies that inadvertently discriminate people, et cetera. And then I also see the sort of third bucket of organizations that spend most of their focus on putting out public statements that say, look how inclusive we are of a workplace. Come and work for us. Look how diverse we look. You're going to feel belonging here. You're going to feel included. You're going to feel appreciated, et cetera. And while all of those are great, and I would certainly say they're important to your overall DE&I charter, I find that the fourth and most important piece is lacking, and that's the direct support of the people managers and the leaders at the organization, enabling them to be inclusive leaders. Now, why is that important? It's because 70% of the difference, whether or not I feel included at work, guess where that comes from, Melissa? It doesn't come from mission statement, company values. It doesn't come from the C-suite wanting inclusion. It comes from the relationship that I have with my direct manager. Up to 70% of the difference of whether employees would say the company culture is positive or negative or toxic, whether I disengage, whether I feel included, it all comes down to the people managers. I say this to leaders during the workshops. I say, you know what? Are we just saying it starts with leaders and it ends with leaders? Because that's the MO. The MO is you blame leaders for everything, right? And you say the buck ends with leaders. But the reality is no, that research shows that. There was a study even back, I believe Boston Consulting Group did a study a couple of years ago, and they found if there is not consistent leadership engagement at the company where every single people manager is driving to inclusion, the employees of that company were far more likely to not feel included. They were 2 times more likely to feel excluded, and they were 3 times more likely to look for a job elsewhere.